want to see people like me who thought they had no chance at going to college, not because of capability, but just because of the social structure of it, and that it would be too overwhelming, and that it would be too shallow, and I would just be nauseous with it. And that has been the case a few times, but for the most part, I've been able to kind of persevere through that, or just become used to it and say, just calm down, Rylan. You're overanalyzing it or whatever.
In high school, I couldn't give a shit about school. I initially wanted to either A, be a clown, or B, be a porn star, or a clown porn star hybrid. I had actually looked into clown school and looked into a pornography school out in California. Then I realized that was stupid. I'll be honest with you, most professors don't like me. I'm not the typical student. I don't kiss their butt. I sit in the back and I put my feet up and I relax and I get comfortable. And, I get on tangents a lot. And, I'm not the most likable student. I really want to maintain my happiness. I think a lot of people in school and in the working world lose that. And then they wake up one day and their whole life has passed and they haven't done anything except for paid their bills.
Shit sounds dope, man. Did you hear that shit? That shit sounds dope, man. So listen to that again.
After I kind of got over the whole clown school, porn school thing in high school, I thought maybe I'd be a teacher. I thought I may like that. My parents are both teachers, and I thought, that's something I could do. Some summers off, some vacations, weekends off. That sounded nice to me. But then I looked at the whole pay scale, and I looked at dealing with kids and wiping their noses, and I was like, no way, man. So, after I finish up my PhD, if I get accepted, I'd like to be a professor, and then, continue the DJ thing, as much as I can, and be the professor who will, buy you a pint at the club that he's DJing at after you take his final exam that day.
I went to work for a corporate real estate company in Miami. I had my own apartment, and I worked there for 2 months, and I took the train in and out of work. I would open the doors and there would be like a rotting orange juice smell, and someone with like a 6-inch Coke nail would be sleeping sideways on a bench. And I sit there and I walk into work and, oh, hey security guard guy, and I go up the elevator and I sit down and I surf the internet for like 7 hours, and people come to me with random things because I'm just an intern. No one really wants me to do anything. Is trading skyscrapers like Legos worthwhile in any sort of sense to me? Can I see myself ever doing something like that? Would I be interested in something like that? No, it was terrible.
I think we're alone now.
Every time I see my mom, it's still, I get the updates on where everyone is. Oh, did you know this person's done college, and this person's only got 1 year left, and this person's doing this, and this person's... So yeah, everywhere you go, there's... So hey, are you in school yet? Did you go to school, or how's school going? And you're like, no, I'm still scrubbing cars,
Does it bother you?
I mean, there's an embarrassment to it, just because, like, just the society, like, you just kind of feel like you should have, like, it's the right thing to do, I'm still in a job that it's not even a trade. it almost feels like you're just kind of stuck behind, like you're just getting a late jump on things. You know what I mean? Like it's like everyone's already started, and you're like, no, it's cool. I'll get there down the road. You know, I'll meet you guys there. You know. Yeah, there's a certain, like you said, I mean, you got your friends going out to Hawaii, you know, and like all kinds of sweet places, and you know, people going to Thailand, and people going to Japan, and people going, you know, all over the place to do all kinds of different stuff. Yeah, there's a certain amount of jealousy of like, man, that would be sweet to be able to just drop everything and just go and, you know, do what I got to do. But I never just had kind of the guts to take that leap. High school just kind of left a bad taste in my mouth in general. It was like forcing me to focus my efforts on things I didn't really care about. When I got out of school, it was like, I'm out of school. I used to just leave my backpack right in the car, you know? But all you hear is, you know, oh, well, college isn't going to be like that. Well, but I heard high school wasn't going to be like junior high, and it was. I mean, I'm pretty unmotivated as it goes. I mean, like, I don't really think I'm going to go to school, but, you know, I keep telling myself, oh, yeah, maybe you'll still go back, you know, but I probably won't. I don't want to be doing what I'm doing. You scrub cars every day, and it's like, man, I just don't want to scrub cars at all.
Where do you see yourself a year from now?
Probably still where I am at, probably still right here, unfortunately.
It takes a special type of self-destruction to do what I try to do, which is to only do what I want, essentially. What is it that you're doing besides sleeping that takes up the largest part of your life? Most likely your job. If you have to spend 8 hours there a day, you know, you got your 8 hours sleeping, hopefully, and then you've got your 8 hours working. So, you know, which third or fourth of your life do you want to have be meaningful? Sleeping's pretty good for me, so I need to find the other part.
I think I need to be able to converse on any subject that might come up. I need to know something about everything and be able to make up stuff that sounds reasonable if it goes beyond what I know. And I, more than anyone else I knew, really tried to find classes that would be interesting, or at least the reading for them was interesting, and to take classes that I wanted to, as opposed to like going right along the level. But even in that case, I felt that it wasn't really inspiring. I never had that experience where I feared like I wasn't going to make rent the next month, or I didn't have stuff that I needed to have. But there were definitely times where I was just definitely like down about not being where I wanted to be, or unsure of what I was going to do next. And I think that looking for a job is harder than any job. Knowing how much of a difference that it makes, I would have definitely made a few changes, really gone to hit that 3.0. And I don't think it would have made that much difference in the amount of enjoyment I got out of college. Maybe a little bit less, but not too much. And it would have made things a lot easier. In high school, you get good grades to get into college. And in college, you don't see them doing anything for you. You think that when you graduate, that's when things happen. You got the grades to get into college. Now that you're in college, what are these grades getting you? That would have been the difference between writing a paper and handing it in, or writing a paper and then revising it and having someone else look at it maybe, or just redoing stuff in it. Or maybe even just writing a paper and then spell checking it. Because most of the time that didn't happen. Maybe not doing stuff an hour before they're due. But I think in the end it comes down to like knowing what you're doing it for, which I didn't. I think it was just the perception that I had at the time that if you went to college, you go to college and you graduate, and then there's just jobs that there's jobs that you can have from that point. Whereas what I found now is that that's not really true. Because I've been looking for jobs, and what I realize is that the majority of jobs are either looking for a master's or they don't require college at all. But up until the point where I was in college, I was thinking that it's quite a simple task, that you go to high school and then college, and then after college, then there's a job pretty much waiting for you. You're qualified for something. I guess I thought I would be at a better job sooner. I think that now is the time where I'm starting to get to where I thought I would be, and it's a year and a half later. At this point, I'm starting to see some of the opportunities that I thought would be available right off the bat. And those years the years where I had more opportunities, I did not have the drive to use them. And now that I have more of the drive to use the opportunities, I don't have them.
And the summer world is where people who are in college potentially work at restaurants or they do internships. And it's every summer that I've had to work, except for when I was a lifeguard, and just got to sit on a beach and hang out and go surfing, has been an absolute tragedy, an intellectual tragedy. The idea that when you have to wake up in the morning and go to work at this time and you see all the other labor force out there doing their thing, it's just not what I'm interested in doing, and it's not what I have a good time doing. And I don't feel like my mind is being harnessed for any useful purpose. And when that occurs, there's a natural kind of depression that sits in during the summer.
I put all my eggs in one basket and I said, oh, I'm going to Emerson. And sadly I was rejected because basically I didn't try hard enough in high school. I was blown away. I didn't know what to do. So I went actually back to the high school, went to my old guidance counselor, and I said, listen, I didn't get into Emerson. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? I got to go somewhere. And she said, oh, we go to this school. It's called Dean College. It's in Franklin, Massachusetts. It's not that far. It's a 2-year school. So you can go in there, you can get your associates, and then transfer out. And I said, oh, okay. I had never even visited the school. I had never even seen the school. I applied. I got in, no problem. And the first day I showed up there, I was like, I want to leave. I want to get the hell out of here. After the first semester, I went to my guidance counselor, and she said, what did you get for grades? I said, A's, 4.0. She said, really? And I called up Emerson, and I talked to people, and I said, listen, can I transfer after a semester? And they said, no, why don't you stick it out for a year? I ended up transferring to Emerson and went to Emerson for 3 years. I came out of school with roughly $70,000, I think, $70,000 in loans. I got a BA in film, and I definitely didn't need to get a master's in film to make me a better filmmaker, because a BA certainly qualified me enough, and I got what I needed out of the school to then apply it in real life. You can't see my education in these walls, in the paint that I'm putting on these walls. You can't see where what I learned. If you can look at your life and say you're a success, I think that's what's important. And in education, I mean, you can get an education, and then if you're a fuck off and you don't do anything, then are you really a success? And did you really apply yourself and do anything with education at all? I mean, people may go, wow, you're just a painter, you're just a house painter, you're not even using your brain. There's that free will to know that, like, I can just not do this, that I was educated. That's why they always say, get an education so you have options. I definitely have a goal, and I have plans, and they're all in my head. I have.
Are they secret plans?
Well, you know what? Basically, life comes down to being able to financially afford everything. I could be the greatest painter, the house painter in the area. I think that's successful. I mean, I think I've been very successful at what I do. I've been able to paint houses consistently for the last 3 years without ever advertising once. I don't think that I can just step out of college and be a successful filmmaker right away. I'm slowly coming up with a masterpiece inside my head.
So you're hopeful about yourself.
I'm very optimistic. I'm very optimistic, and I know that there's bigger things for me that involve my education. But I'm very content with what I do right now, It's true. It's what you make of it. What you do with your education. I guess. Is that right? I don't know.
Are you a commodity? I mean, are you a product when you come out of college, or are you content with the person you are and hope things fall into place with whatever skill set and type of person you've turned into via your education? You know, do you think that's enough?
Till I'm finished with mine. They want us to fight, but we just wanna get high, work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine. I used to be mad at the government, redirected some of my anger towards the mothership, trying to guess which shell live in hell sleeps under when the grand scheme plan keeps all these people wondering why we still running in place, frustrated. Pride is mistaken for hate, it's upgraded. I got a little breath left, less suffocated. Pointed the epiphanies and call them all drug related. The time I spent with my life on bench.
I can't envision a non-academic life. I think I would self-destruct.
Will be a company with tips on how to smile. Cause I found that when they don't see you frown, they never know that you're a threat and they don't sweat you when you come around. So who's gonna be my next door savior? Step up to your neighbor and do me a favor. Take off the mask, let it all collapse. Empty the pack and watch your wings grow back. They want us to fight, we just wanna get high, work all day, all night, trying to get fly. When I get some money, I'ma buy me some time. I can't fight your war until I'm finished with mine.